Programmer art is my specialty. When you want something that looks like it was drawn by a 7-year-old, I've got you covered. Naturally, this means I'm limited to vector shapes or Blender. Both options allow someone with my particular skills to produce readable results. I like making games in 3D and prefer to work in 2.5D when making a 2D focused game. The dynamic view changes of the camera help hide some of the simplistic nature of the models for the most part. I quickly modeled up a simplified sheep based on some references, added a very simple rig for idle animations later, and imported it into Unity. Originally, the lighting in the game was based on Unity's default lighting model. I was thinking of going for a bit of a claymation look, so I played around with some textures, a default skybox, and temporary backgrounds. I made a custom procedural skybox, and some fleshed out backgrounds for the customized scene and levels. I also made a full screen outline shader that helped give a little bit more definition to the simplified shapes. Ultimately, a major drawback for default lighting is it really shows the corners that you cut and simplifications you made in your 3D models. This means my programmer art will end up looking a lot worse and unfinished. Naturally, I moved on to some classic Toon shading. The outline shader I made already does some outlining and color separation, so getting this to look nice wasn't too far beyond what I already had. The Toon shading also blends decently with the brushstroke texture that I'm using here and got me close to what I was looking for. Toon shading, as it's usually implemented, is a bit too flat for my needs. You need better textures and stronger silhouettes for it to really look polished. I need a quick programmer art style fix. I played around with some options before landing on two subtle but very needed improvements. The first one, there's a fake camera light that hits each subject, resulting in a subtle pillow shading. This gives more definition to rounded bodies, fades into the outline a little, and gives better subject separation. As an added benefit, platforms with sharp angles receive more levels of shading than the standard 2 that I'm using in the Toon shader to help break up the solid colors a bit more. Additionally, I faded the line between light and shadow in the shader. This helps provide additional details where the models might otherwise be too simple. I guess there's a small third improvement that I should mention. There's a subtle gradient overlay that changes the value of the color across the model for just that little bit of imperceptible color or value difference. Overall, I'm happy with this new look in the game. The Toon shading helps match the capsule art a little bit better, accents the whimsical nature of the game, and gives me much more leeway with my Blender models. If you like working in 2.5D like me, I recommend going for a stylized shader look. It doesn't have to be Toon shading, but something that applies more stylization to your models will help to make sure that you can make up for all the simplifications that you've chosen to use. I've posted a few Blender time-lapse models as shorts on this channel to give you an idea for how simple it is to learn and use this style. I might do a longer video on the modeling side if there's some interest for it. Thanks for sticking around. If you want to see these changes in action, go check out Sheep for the Stars demo on Steam right now. Toss a wishlist in there while you're at it to help more players find the game. I'm also hopping into the multiplayer lobbies from time to time, so you might see me in there.